Alrighty, well, hello everybody, Bugator64 here, and we're in DCS world in the HUEY UH-1, and we're just going to be doing a real test flight here, because what I've done is I just got through modding my Thrustmaster Warthog Flight Stick by removing the main heavy spring that was in it, and then taking the 4 springs that are underneath the platform the main string sits on, and I put them on top of that. But that being said, I also, instead of using the original springs that were in it, I left the main spring out, and I went to my local hardware store and I got 4 brand new springs that are a bit heavier than the 4 light springs that I took out. What this does is I leave the main spring out, put those 4 springs in, and it really lightens the stick in the way that what happens is I can make very minor or minute changes in the flight stick position, and we're going to see how it affects the flight characteristics of the HUEY. I'm also, while I'm doing this flight today, I'm not going to be using any force trim. It's all going to be done with the flight stick itself, not, locking any of the stick positions or anything. That's all done with that. So this is going to be a very quick flight circuit. We're using the Nevada map, and we're just going to go around and see how things go. Flying helicopters, it's really so much easier by making this change to the flight stick that it makes it much, for me, easier to control the helicopter for hovering and making very minor adjustments in the flight stick, where with the original heavy spring, that was main spring and the other springs that were in it, that sometimes was very difficult, especially if you watch my earlier videos, even though we could fly the helicopter okay, sometimes it was a little bit difficult to keep it steady, because it really wanted to make adjustments, and using that heavy spring, that made it difficult. Plus your wrist and hand get tired. So with this simple change, that by going to my local hardware store and buying these springs, and it cost me all of about $5 to do the change. We'll see in this little flight, it will demonstrate the changes that made flying this bird a little easier, at least for this old dog. So let's see how it goes. Things are looking pretty good right now. Engine's warming up nicely. In the upper left-hand corner, you can see my control surfaces, so you can see where they're at right now. And between that and the outside views and the in-cockpit view, as I make changes to the control stick and my adjustments in my flight, you'll be able to see how small those movements are and how they affect the helicopter. So let's go ahead and start adding RPMs. Bring her up to speed. green there. Temperatures are looking good. And we'll get ready here to add a little collective. Now this is my very first attempt after making the spring change, so keep your fingers crossed. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, that feels a lot better. Making little changes really affects the helicopter. Head forward on it here. Just a little transitional lift. Okay, so go out there and go out around this little hill, head back, come into the runway, and see how our landings work. Nice and smooth flight. Little test flight seems to be working just fine. usually lose altitude. So you slow down, ride the shutter down to just above the ground. This collective change in the whole toss, it makes doing this maneuver much easier. See it already. Coming in, blowing way down. Just control it this way and we don't have to worry about VSR. Ride the shutter. For anyone like to learn or see how this mod is done, there's quite a number of different ways of doing mods to the Warthog Flight Stick, and there's quite a number of videos on YouTube that show how to do that. So here we are. We're basically about 3 feet off the ground. We're getting ready to come off onto the taxiway, and we're going to head back to the aircraft huts. Hover taxi over in front of one of the huts there. But for me personally, making this mod has definitely improved my handling of the HUEY. And I'm very, very sure it will improve handling of other helicopters too. Alright, so let's go ahead and slow down again, and we'll turn into the hut. We are 3 feet above the ground. Is that enough clearance to get cocky and park it inside? We're going to find out. And it's not. And that, boys and girls, is why you don't get cocky. I could have very easily parked this thing outside and called it a day, but no, the old dog had to get cocky. So, until next time, be safe.